Deputy Prime Minister Heng Keat says that it's in the interests of all nations to seek inclusive and sustainable development. Now, he points out that this includes the US and China. And Mr. Heng says that peace and stability are the most critical preconditions for everyone to grow and progress. He spoke at Caixin Media's inaugural Asia New Vision Forum on business leadership. Heidi Ng with more.
In a recent interview, Dr. Henry Kissinger says the United States and China have convinced themselves that the other represents a strategic danger, putting us all on the path to great power confrontation. While the risks are real, Deputy Prime Minister Heng Keat says this can still be avoided.
We are now at an uncomfortable and indeed dangerous point, but all of this is not an inevitability. It is still possible to step away from confrontation and conflict, and both sides must do so and build strategic trust. Unbridled and unchecked competition with no guardrails will generate great cost and hardship. Across the world, it will be a big step backwards for all countries.
Though Mr. Heng calls the US-China bilateral relationship the most important one in the world, he says everyone else must also take active steps to improve collaboration. Ensuring trade and financial flows can still uplift economies and people's lives around the world. And it's only by closing the gap between developed and developing nations that conflict can be avoided even further down the road.
By 2050, we expect the world population to grow by another 2 billion. More than half of this increase is expected to come from countries in Asia and Africa. In other words, the demographic boom from the global south will surely affect global power dynamics. If we predict that come 2050, the US and China will hold 50 to 60% of global GDP, how might this concentration of wealth sit with the demographic trajectory?
With these in mind, Mr. Heng adds that science and technology will be the next key to improving lives and livelihoods. It also provides solutions to global challenges such as climate change and the next pandemic. And the world will be better off unlocking these possibilities together rather than trapped in a zero-sum game.